The majority of you chicks out there, when a man decides to leave, you're going to rip him any way that you can. His finances, his kids, and his peace of mind. You're going to harass that man about what you did for him and who he wasn't and why he didn't. And you want to ask, why don't he just leave? Because he got to deal with the fact that you're going to make it impossible, nearly impossible for him to see his children. He gonna have to go to court and fight and visitation. He can't go to school and pick his own kids up. He got to get permission from you. Let me tell you why men don't leave unfulfilled, unhappy relationships. Let me tell you why men, cheating is wrong. Having an outside relationship is totally wrong. And that is his problem. That is his fault. Nobody is blaming a woman for a man cheating. And let's just get that out of the way before y'all start going crazy. Let me tell you why men just don't leave. Their children, their finances, and their peace of mind. Let's just be real, black women. And I'm talking to black women right now. The majority of y'all, let's just be 100% real. A lot of y'all, the majority of y'all, and I'm not talking about women who this does not apply to. The majority of you chicks out there, when a man decides to leave, you're going to rape him any way that you can. His finances, his kids, and his peace of mind. You're going to harass that man about what you did for him and who he wasn't and why he didn't. And you want to ask, why don't he just leave? Because he got to deal with the fact that you're going to make it impossible, nearly impossible for him to see his children. He going to have to go to court and fight and for bullshit visitation. He can't go to school and pick his own kids up. If the kids is in day camp and they not having a good day and the kids call their father at school, Dad, can you come pick me up? He got to get permission from you. That's why they not leaving. Then you're going to just try to take all his finances. And fair is fair. I'm not saying when people get a divorce that each person shouldn't get the portion that they deserve. But y'all want to drain a brother dry. And you want to know why he won't leave? Why he just don't leave? Stop being unrealistic, ladies, acting like you letting this man leave and you at peace with it. Oh, go ahead. I know this didn't work out for us. No, you're mean, you're bitter. And then he got to deal with you for the rest of his life. Unfortunately, if he has kids with you. Oh, that is a whole recipe for disaster, because you're going to make his life a living hell. Let me tell y'all the number one reason, and as hard as this is for y'all, for some of y'all women to believe, let me give y'all a good fact that y'all need to listen to right now. Let me tell you something what men with children said.
Go ahead, baby.
Prepare your ears. Let me tell you something what men with children said why they don't leave. Because my kids, they said if I could walk out the door tomorrow with my children, my money, and my peace of mind, I would have been gone years ago from this lady.
Too true. So correct. I just did a video recently about an escort, OnlyFans escort. She was revealing the conversations that she had with married men, you know, who step out to get some buns on the low. Not on the low, but, you know, whatever. This is why marriage, you know, I love the idea of marriage without the government involved. Don't get me wrong, because a lot of you guys say, JR, will you ever get married? You know, so on and so forth. I would love to be married in a place, you know, eventually, you know, one day. But I don't want to have the government involved. And it's like now, and I understand the way our society, Western society, has designed for, you know, that's a whole different conversation in terms of the legal system and, you know, women and the family structure, all these other things. There are implications that come with breaking up happy homes and things like that. But women are almost encouraged and basically given everything, and men, it makes you wonder, because it's like, oh, I want to marry this woman. I love her. And you guys know who've been following me for years. I've talked about my divorce at length. But I love this woman. You never foresee her doing these things. But there's a saying that goes in criminal court, you know, you see the worst people, for lack of a better term, on their best behavior And in divorce court, you see the best people on their worst behavior. And as much as women try to argue this stuff, I'm glad this woman's telling the truth. Women weaponize this system. They threaten all the stuff she says. I've been through that stuff. You don't want the man to see the kids. You giving a hard time. You want to drain his bank. You don't want him to have anything. You want him to just be desolate, destroyed, everything just over a breakup. And it's just, this is a person that you married. This is a person that you spent time with, cheating, so whatever. And you happy. What I know about divorce, and I'm gonna go and let it play. Happy people want to see other people happy. People that hurt people. And I know that's so cliche, but guys, it is true. And that was one of the things I had to realize on my journey when I got divorced, is that this woman can't be happy. There's no way in hell she can be happy. Especially if you got another man, and a lot of these people have other people in their lives. And that's what's crazy to me. Like, when I say you're separated, a lot of people have a boyfriend, girlfriend. People show up to divorce court and everything with their boyfriend and girlfriend. But you're still that angry at this person. And women, unfortunately, like a lot of men would, unless he's got a scarcity mentality, would just up and leave you. They just stick around because of the fear of being decimated. Everything just in ruin. And you're just laughing when some other dude blowing your back out, and you're just like, I got that sucker. He can't see his kids. These are his kids. I don't know, man. Let's get back to it, though.
If I could get up like women do, with this man talking about, women is just leaving and they leaving. How many of you women would just leave if you couldn't take your kids with you?
If you had to pay.
I'm waiting.
If you had to pay.
How many women, if you got up and left that house and the man said, you're not taking my kids nowhere, you could go. How many of y'all would leave? How many of y'all would just leave? Why don't you just leave? And another fact, why don't you get out? That's his house too. You don't want to fulfill his needs. You expect, why don't you leave? If you have checked out of the relationship, why don't you leave? Leave him with the kids, the house, his money, and his peace of mind.
They're not gonna do all that leaving stuff. All this stuff they say, they're not gonna do that. Some women will, but the fact of the matter is, if they knew that these family court laws were skewed more towards the man, or the man coming out on top, they wouldn't be doing that. But women file 80% of the time, what they say, because they know how it's going to go down in court. Everything basically is going to them, for the most part.
Why don't you just leave? That's why men just don't leave. That's why men stay in unfulfilled, unhappy relationships. That's why men creep. You wanted to know the answer. You wanted to email me and ask me, why don't you explain why men just don't leave? Well, I hope this was helpful for you. Let him leave. For the woman that sent it, if you're in this situation, go to that man today and say, hey, if you don't want to be here, you could just leave. I'm not going to take no money from you. You can see the kids whenever you want to, and I'm not going to harass you in court, out on the street. When I see you with your new girl, I'm not going to stalk your Facebook page. I'm just going to leave you alone. Every woman on here that's in
Women just not going to give up that much power and control. I'm sorry. When it comes to, and that's what it is, a lot of time it's about power and control. Power and control. It's rare you'll come across a woman, unless she is truly happy and has moved on and content with where she is in life. Most women aren't going to give up that type of power and control.
A bad situation or in a lifeless relationship with the man don't want to be there. How about you go to that man right now in that living room, or text him right now and say, hey, if you don't want to be here with me, I'm not going to take the money from you. I am not going to keep you from your children, and I'm not going to harass you. And see how many men get up and leave. That's the reality of the situation. And let me tell the women in here that's on my feed right now that I'm calling me a pick me, get off my feed. Get off my feed. Go over there to them men that's telling you what you want to hear and call them a pick-me, because those are the pick-me's. I'm holding you accountable to a higher standard of why won't he just leave, or why he doing this, and why don't he, because just what I said, because you're going to be a bitter ass woman and you're going to drag that man through the mud. So he is literally stuck between a rock and a hard place. Every one of y'all, go in that living room right now or call that man on his job. The ones who know that the relationship is no good anymore, that y'all sleeping in separate bedrooms, that y'all turned into roommates, and tell that man, hey, if you want to leave, I'm not going to do nothing to you. As a matter of fact, put it in writing, because your mouth don't mean nothing. You saying it to him don't mean nothing, because soon as you see him with his new girl, all bets is off. You're going to go crazy. You're going to treat that man. You're going to harass him. You're going to talk about you was with her before you left me. And no, he wasn't. No, he really wasn't.
True story. That happened to me. You know, she was out doing her thing, getting desecrated in these streets out here, right? And this isn't conjecture or anything like that. This isn't hearsay. I know this to be a fact, guys. So calm down. Make sure y'all pick up Puppeteering with Heartstrings, my book. But I moved on. You moved on, baby. I moved on. Oh, you was messing with her before me, blah, 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 blah. Baby, aren't you happy? Like, what's going on? It's always this. It's the rhetoric for me. It's the rhetoric. Listen, it's always the same thing. What she's saying, most women haven't ascended to that level of being able, if they feel that way, of being able to do that. Like, yo, I don't want no issues with you. Let's do this amicably. Like, we co-parent. Hey, I don't want nothing. You know, I understand if you weren't employed or whatever and things like that. I understand that. I do believe that if a woman wasn't employed, she is entitled to certain things. You know, she held you down. She had kids, and she's just trying to get back out in the field. I do believe that she's entitled to certain things, but just to say every goddamn thing, come on, man, cut it out.
So if you want to know why men just don't leave, do those 3 things. Go tell that man, you can see your kids whenever you want to. I'm not going to deplete your finances, and I'm not going to harass you. And watch how many of y'all will be sitting in your house by yourself. But y'all really want to be sugarcoating and acting like nobody's supposed to advocate for men. I'm a boy mom. Always remember that. Always remember, my sons are the ones, and my brothers and my uncles and my nephews and my cousin and my father and my grandfather are the ones who are being put through this. And you think I'm supposed to sit back and not say nothing or advocate for them, or I'm a pick me, and you trying to get clout on social media, and the only reason why you do this because you're capping? No, ma'am. No, sir. I have men in my family that I care about that don't want to be with you. But at the end of the day, they suffering through, because one of the main reasons men are staying with men who have kids, y'all might think the main reason he's staying is it's cheaper to keep her. He want to see his kids every day just like you. What makes you think that you love your kids more than that man? These men out here suffering because they can't.
Not only that, but you're a better parent after the fact. You deserve to have the kids. You're a better parent, and he has to become a second class like a visitor. He has to have visitation and things like that when he was the parent. This thing is crazy, man. Shout out to her. What's her name? Trey Kearney. Yo, hit me up, man. I want to have you on the show. It's I'm glad to hear a woman saying this. And I think a lot of you women, whether you're in a relationship now, you're divorced, you're married, you know how this stuff goes. But it's the fact that it empowers you. This system empowers you with the fuckery that allows you to do this, that allows you to hurt someone, knowing that it's hurting them. And at the end of the day, I don't think it doesn't turn out right for you at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? I believe in karma. I believe in divine justice, divine legislation as well, and justice that comes from that divine legislation. So when you conduct yourself in a way that really doesn't make any sense, and you call yourself mature and an adult, but you want to act like a child, and you use the children as pawns, or you do these things to destroy another human being that you claim that you loved, I mean, come on, man. Fellas, if you're gonna get married in Western society, if you're gonna do it legally, make sure you at least have a prenup. Child support is child support. You're not gonna get around that, and you should want to take care of your children anyway. But it's one of these reasons why men just opting not to get married. You know what I mean? So, you know, your rights are basically bare minimum. You know, unless you got it, you know, got money to blow and things like that. But hey, that's just me. Shout out to her though. I appreciate what she had to say. I've been through the situation, and it wasn't pretty. And everything that a lot of stuff she was saying, even though I kind of came out on top because I was the one who filed. You know what I mean? It's not a pretty situation. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone in terms of divorce. But a lot of people stay in relationships, as I always say. People stay in relationships far longer than they should be. Whether it be the kids, finances, afraid, fear, scarcity mindset, all these other things. But what she said in terms of if the shoe was on the other foot, and can you realistically say, I'm cool, hey, let's come to an agreement, let's communicate about this. The love's no longer there. I don't want to be with you anymore. I want to move on. Our journey ends here. Every relationship ends. It's everybody, whether you perish from this earth or whatever, every relationship is going to end, or your partner perishes. It's going to end eventually. You know, some things are not meant to be forever. And I hate to say that to you guys. You take vows and you hope it's forever, but some things just aren't. You know, but I'm done talking, man. Let me know what you guys think. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit me up on Linktree if you're having some issues and you're trying to figure some things out. That's been most of the sessions I've got, is people, you know, wondering should they stay in a relationship or how they should go about communicating with their spouse. So I got you, man. Hit me up, ladies, fellas. You know, follow me on Instagram. Purchase all my books, merch, t-shirts. You know, puppeteering with heartstrings. Click the link. It's about my 1 year of being separated from my ex-wife. I talk about a lot of craziness in there, man. Cliffhangers, you know, all over the place. So y'all make sure y'all purchase it if you haven't yet. Much blessings and abundance. I appreciate you guys for rocking with me. Stick around for the next video that's about to pop up on the screen. This is Wisdom, and I'll see you guys on the next video. I'm out. Peace.
It's God's beat maker.
And I don't know. I will put a light in the sky for the G's that done turn memory from go. Blessings we send to the ghetto youth.